Before we get into this, go ahead and check out this paperwork. This is the write-up that I received after he talked to the cop while I was at yard in the shoe. He had stayed back because he had 2 black eyes, obviously. All he had to do was just stay off the door and not try to get attention. I mean, check it out. All right, now that you've seen that, so listen, man, from the jump, I moved him in. Some of my homies were telling me on the tier, like, hey, he's a cool dude. He had already been there, just a different cell. They're like, hey, he's a cool dude, man. He just came from New Folsom. Because, hey, I don't care what side of the fence I'm in. I don't want a cellie who is any type of sex crime, any type of like tattletelling all over everybody and making a habit of that, you know what I'm saying, just going around, or someone who's got a bad reputation. So, you know, you get, and sometimes the cops will press you to sell. They'll press you to find a cellmate because they need space, overcrowding, whatever. And I'm not tripping. Like, cellies come and go. I try to get some for long periods of time that I can get along with, though, but they come and go. So, from the very first day that we selled up, I remember, like, what you do when you sell up with somebody is you give them a rundown. If it's your cell they're coming into, you give them a rundown. Hey, look, man, you know, I don't spit here. If I piss, you know, we got to set that thing down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want piss splashing all over the floor and the walls. You know, just the basics rundown and how you work out, what your program is, what time you wake up, what time you go to sleep. You know, everything. That's your house. That's your home. A new guy, a new stranger has just been thrown into your home. You got to make sure you give him the whole rundown from point A to point B. So as I'm talking to him, he's just like looking at me weird, dude. Like, he's just like, and I'm like, as I'm talking, so I stopped talking and I'm like, hey, G, you good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why you staring at me? Why you staring at me all intense? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of all that? And he's like, oh, no, it's good. My boy, it ain't like that. Fool. He's like, I'm just listening. I'm listening. I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm already, what it is he's heat checking. So he's trying to see who his cellie is. He's trying to see where my heart is. Because think about it. I remember when I first locked up, when PC dropped out, I went out to yard and I remember thinking, all these cats is bitches. Like, if anyone tells me anything, I'm going to knock them out. That's it. They're homies. However, boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. And I learned that. You know, over time, I gradually learned that was a foul, wrong, way, way, way backwards way of thinking. And he had to learn this lesson himself. So as time went on, he was the type that always had an attitude, always had an issue. And it's like not his fault. You know what I'm saying? He's stressing about his thing. He had been down for a lot longer than I had. He had just PC'd up. He was no good in his hood now. So there was a lot of issues on his mind as well. And he didn't have a TV. I had a TV. So, you know, I try to like make the situation more comfortable. Like, what's up, G? What do you want to watch? You know what I'm saying? And boom, we had our shows and everything. But like, it was always that consistent attitude of like, I don't know, like mood swings. Like, hey, what do you want to watch? Oh, I don't give a fuck, fool. But like the way he would say it was just like, me, I'm cool. Like, I'm not going to bounce up on you over every little thing that you do or say. But I'm going to wait. Unless you was disrespectful. If you disrespect me, I'm going to bounce up. But for the most part, I could wait. So I waited out. I let it pile on, let it pile on, let it pile on. We work out. We get our money together. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't stop. I couldn't really remember the extent of like the things he would say looking back on it. But you got to understand, I had the TV. I was going to store at the time. And I was getting visits by my ex. So he was really down bad because he wasn't getting none of that. So, you know, I try to help a homie out. I try to get him pen pals, her homegirls. I try to do what I could do, you know, and for nothing. So anyways, that's when I started. Like, I remember one time I was like, hey, bro, let's slap box. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just slap box in the cell. And he's like, nah, homie, I don't do all that. I don't do all that. I'm like, come on, bro, let's just slap box, fool. Like, we always got this little animosity, this little tension and shit, fool. Like, let's just get this shit out the way, fool. Actually, I said it while we was working out, so both of our adrenaline was already kicking up through our blood. And he agreed to it. So we start slap boxing, two. And he getting so mad. Every time I'm pinging him, he's getting mad. And then he got me a good one. He got me a good one. And it didn't make me mad, but the way it is, like, if you hit me hard, like, now I'm going to come full-fledged. But I didn't start socking him, though. I just still was slapping him. But I started hitting him so hard that his whole insides of his lips was busted, like bleeding and shit. So that kind of got a little awkward towards the end of that whole slap box thing. It kind of got a little awkward, but it was cool for me because it was like, all right, cool. Now you know, regardless of all that rah-rah that you talking, like from the hands, for like, I got you in here, you know? And I thought maybe that would kind of like, you know, because it's all about a pissing contest, alpha and omega, who's the top dog and who's not. I thought it would kind of stop his attitude because he would humble him. And that didn't work at all. So it was still the same. So it started getting more to the point now. I'm not proud of it, guys, but this is what happens on an everyday basis in California State Prison, level 4 type stuff, and level 3, any type of cell living, man, to be 1,000. It got to the point where I just would just call him out, like, hey, fool, like, let's just get down. Let's throw down and shit. And he didn't ever want to. He didn't ever want to get up off his bunk and throw down. He just would talk shit from his bunk. So in Corcoran, the bunks are side by side on cement slabs. They're not like these, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking right at his ass, like, hold on. I even like made a curtain and shit to block him, you know? So, you know what I mean? I try to do consideration, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at nighttime, we're not like locking eyes when we open our eyes and we see each other. But then he would stay like super quiet. That was another thing that would like, I'd be like, bro, why you so quiet, homie? Like all day long, fool? Like you ain't got nothing to say? Like I ain't right here, fool, living with you? You know what I'm saying? You got to acknowledge a boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we live in here, you know what I'm saying? If I ask you, hey, you want a soup? You want a spread? You know what I'm saying? Like, show a little more respect. But, so it got to a point where he wouldn't get off his bunk. So I remember one time, I was like, get up. I jumped up. I was like, hey, telling him, like, hey, get up, fool. Like, get up off your bunk. I need that, fool, you know? Like, I'm cool off your attitude. I've been telling you. I've been warning you. You just still remaining the same, G. And he's like, nah, fool. He's like, I ain't getting off my bunk, dog. He's like, I don't know what he was saying to, like, really pissed me off, but this the one I remember jumping on him, man. I jumped on him and I put all my weight on him and I put all the blankets on his face and I held him there. Boom. And he was screaming for the damn ambulance. The ambulance screaming. I had my neighbor, Psycho Mike, boo. Hey, G, let him go, bro. Let him just get up off him. He's good. The homie Dreamer down the way. Hey, fool, that's a wrap. So basically all the homies is vouching for him on the tier because I'm already in a state of mind where it's just like, bro, I can't let you win. I can't get up off you right now because, you know, but whatever. They end up getting through to me. I jump off and whatever. We end up talking. As we talk, I tell him, listen, man, I'm not new to this. So you've been down longer than me, but I'm not new to this like whole animosity game that you ran my way from when you first came in the cell to be my cellmate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what weakness you thought you seen, because a lot of people do that with me. Like, I'm chill. Like, I'm chill vibes and I'm goofy. I like to laugh. You know what I mean? I could be awkward sometimes. I could be funny. But the second that, like, if it gets physical, like the second I have to actually physically use muscles and speed and things like that, like, I don't know. I'm cool with it. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I turn into a different person. So anyways, this stuff's hilarious. We end up talking. You know, he's panicking. He's like, I couldn't breathe. Dog. Okay, cool. Get up. We talk. The talk goes amazing. Like, I'm thinking, damn, I finally got through to this fool. Like, we can finally live in peace. I'm the type of celly that'll share my last bite with you. I'm the type of celly that'll order you shit off packages. If I see you don't get them, I'll get you some clothes. I'll gear you up. I'm the type of celly that's never going to leave you hanging. I'll fly across any yard for you. That's the way I'm built. When it comes to cellmates, I rock. You got to rock with your celly. Anyone who knows anything knows. Even GP or PC, you always, right or wrong, you go with your celly. You get back to the hall. You discuss it with your celly. Like, hey, that shit was wrong. I need that. Whatever. That didn't really get me nowhere. That talk that we had, it was all futile. Like, I might as well just have smashed him completely out, because the next day I'm at yard. If you read that report, I wasn't in the cell. I went to yard. He stayed back because he had the raccoon eyes, the bruises. And I just told him, just keep the light off. The cops don't really trip. They're not like all up on you, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it's like, just keep the light off. Don't front it off. So here I'm at a yard after this beautiful talk that we had. I'm telling all the homies, nah, he's cool, dog. He's cool now. Like, we talked. Everything's good. All the homies are like, you sure, fool? I'm like, trust me, dog. Like, it's good now. Like, he was humble. broke through to him, and he just looked at me. He was like, all right, bro, like, I'm sorry. I'm going to work on it. I'm not trying to have an attitude. You know, I'm just being humble. So I'm like, cool, everything's good. We work out. And as I'm getting ready to go back to the block from yard, these cops all whip out their batons and they take me to 484 left, which is where they served me my right up at. I was in 484 right with this fool. And this turd, not only did he tell him all that stuff, he kept my TV. He wrote my ex and said that I was saying that she was fat and ugly and I was using her. I lost her for 6 whole ass months. And the saddest part is they transferred me from the shoe 6 months later to the ASU AdSeg hole, and this fool transfers later on top of my cell. So he's in the vent, and I'm like, hey, Smokey. And he's like, who's this? I'm like, fool, it's Rowdy, dog. I said, why'd you tell on me, fool? Like, what happened? And he's like, bro, you were doing too much, fool. That shit was way too difficult, bro. I said, okay. I said, it's all good, fool. I said, hey, why you keep my TV and shit, though, fool? Like, what's up with that, G? I says, you know, where you're going, all the homies are going to be there, dog. Like, what was the point of that? He's like, bro, I got it right here. You know, you can have it. Boop de boop. I played nice. I get a letter in the mail from my ex. I didn't know why she fell off. She never told me nothing. She just ghosted me. I get a letter from her saying everything that this fool said. Straight. I said, hey, Smokey, come to the van, fool. He's like, what's up, G? I said, fool, hey, you know you done fucked up, right? He's like, what you talking about? I said, fool, Natalie? I was like, you know you done fucked up. And then he just got off the vent, stayed off the vent. You know what I mean? That was the last of that. But and I'm sure he got wherever the fuck he went or whatever. But, you know, moral to the story is this is an everyday thing. You see a bunch of cellmates who kill their cellies, it goes down like that. You know, you can't trap 2 people in a small ass box. Not even 2 people, 2 testosterone filled. One's an alpha male, the other one wants to be an alpha male. But if you put 2 alpha males together, somebody gonna die tonight. Either that or they just get along. Because I've had me and Sally's that we was both literally the hardest hitters on the yard. Like we both was the two homies that everyone was like, damn, if those 2 get involved, it's a wrap. We had like little misunderstanding towards the front, like 2 weeks into the being Sally's, little quick little misunderstanding. And then from there, 8-9 months down the line, we still Sally's clowning, no tension, no animosity, just chilling. So it could go both ways. But just thought I'd share this funny ass story with you, man. This fool literally straight wrote her, stole my TV, did all that, man, and told the cops with his raccoon eyes. Like.